about the exciting and the ever-changing world of technology and IoT. IoT is nothing but like a puzzle. Each of us have something unique that we can add to it. You don't have to be a genius to fit in. You don't need to be willing to put in you don't need to be something rare. All you have to do is put in the effort and you have your place in it. And for all the ladies out there, let me tell you, the tech industry needs you. It's time to break the stereotype. This is no longer a man's world. This is nothing like, a boys' club where people will have their video gaming sessions or something. The women here nowadays are capable of designing and implementing cutting-edge technology. We are seeing a new wave of female engineers who are breaking down barriers and taking the industry by storm. So I say to you, let's show them what we women are made of. Now you might be thinking, what is IoT? But I think most of you guys know it from what I saw today. But then IoT is nothing like just having smart refrigerators or smart toasters or having devices communicate to each other. It's so much more. With the Internet of Things, we can connect it to anything and everything and create devices that can do things we only dreamed of. You want a self-driving car? Check. A smart home? Check. You want a robot that can make you breakfast in bed? We're almost there. Just wait some time. So let me tell you, it's not about creating something like a smart refrigerator or a robot that can cook. It's about using IoT to solve real-time problems and having a very positive impact on the society. And that's where the companies like Effective Farming Advisors come in. Our company is dedicated to helping farmers and business owners in different industries, big or small. What we try to do is we try to accommodate them on their environment, in their terms. We plan to implement this using sensors, technology and IoT in a simple and cost-sensitive way. The potential for the IoT in the agriculture industry is enormous. With the right sensors and technology, farmers can optimize crop yields, reduce waste, and minimize the impact on the environment. We would like to create a win-win situation for everybody. But it's just not about farming. IoT has the potential to revolutionize countless other industries and transform the way we live and work. As engineers, we have the power to shape the future and make the real difference in the world. And with companies like ours leading the way, the possibilities are endless. So I encourage you to explore the vast career opportunities and growth potential. Take the resources available to you. Take the opportunities like these expos that your heads are giving it to you. Use it to your utmost. Seek mentorship. Be proactive in pursuing your career goals. Remember, you have the power to make a real difference in this world. And the technology industry is an excellent platform to help you do that. Let's embrace the challenge, let's work together, and let's create a better tomorrow. Now I'd like to invite my colleague and my co-founder, who's the CTO of our company. He'll go deeper into the world of technology and IoT, and any questions you have, you can address to them. We would like this not to be a very academic session. This is going to be more of an information session. So if you have any questions about the industry outside, if you have any questions about what is expected from the students who just go into the job, feel free to ask us, okay? Thank you.
I request Ramakrishna sir, CTO at EFE on the stage, please.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Non-Telugu speaking ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు? Okay. Let me continue in Telugu. So, a little background. నేను న్యూజిలాండ్ నుంచే మాది ఇక్కడ పక్కన ముస్నూర్ అని ఒక చిన్న పల్లెటూరు ఉంది. సో మేము చల్లపల్లి నుంచి వచ్చి ఇక్కడ సెటిల్ అయ్యాం 90s. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ డిడ్ మై ఇంజనీరింగ్ ఇన్ చెన్నై, my master's in US, it's in computer sciences, and then I came back and joined my family business. We do poultries. We do around 20 lakh layers. We run feed factory, and we have a shrimp and fish processing unit in our home. So I know a lot of activities in the livestock industry. So this entire IoT thing that came into picture recently for us, మేము ముందు స్టార్ట్ చేసింది IoT కంపెనీ just for ourselves. So whatever livestock requirements are, for us it's as basic as కోళ్ళకు మేత కరెక్ట్గా వెళ్తుందా లేదా, టైంకి వెళ్తుందా లేదా, లైటింగ్ పర్ డే ఎన్ని అవర్స్ ఉంది, those kind of basic things. And we started there, and for experiments it's very easy to do. I have seen a lot of you guys do it, and from what I have seen, any guy can do it. What we are doing within like couple of months or so, you can build the prototype. So the challenges that come are after the prototype. When you want to make the product to the prototype, that is where we face challenge as a company. మనం తయారు చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ప్రోటోటైప్స్ అన్ని కూడా ఐడియల్ కేస్ సినారియోస్లో చేస్తాము. వీల్ థింక్ దట్ అది అవైలబుల్ ఉంటుంది, ఇది అవైలబుల్ ఉంటుంది, మనకు కావాల్సిన సెన్సర్స్ దొరుకుతాయి అండ్ ఆల్ దాట్. బట్ వెన్ వీ స్టార్ట్ టు ఫిగర్ అవుట్ కాస్టింగ్, నెట్వర్కింగ్, ఇవన్నీ కూడా వెన్ వీ సే, అండ్ ఎస్పెషలీ వెన్ యూ ట్రై టు సెల్ an IoT product, there are a lot of simple minute details that actually will throw you off the board. So I want to let you know that you should experience the domain for which you are developing the product first, then you develop your product. So that would be my first advice. So whenever you are designing a prototype, the first question should always be why. ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నాం, ఇది అవసరమా లేదా, అండ్ దెన్ ఫర్ హూమ్. అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్స్ వెన్ వీ డూ ప్రోటోటైప్స్, ఇట్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ వన్ నైస్ ఐడియా వీ హ్యావ్ అండ్ వీ జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు బిల్డ్ దట్ ఐడియా ఇన్ టు సంథింగ్. బట్ వాట్ యూ విల్ రియలైజ్ ఇస్, మన ఐడియా మన కాంటెక్స్ట్లో బాగుంటుంది, కానీ ద కాంటెక్స్ట్ ఆఫ్ అనదర్ పర్సన్ ఆర్ అనదర్ scenario would be totally different. So my suggestion to all of you is to experience the domains first for which you are developing the product, and then develop the product. Next, sensors. Most of the guys, I mean, I have seen are using sensors, and they're just I like one project today. They use the same sensor which 3 or 4 other guys used, the flex sensor. And what he did is try to translate the sign language, I mean the flex sensor, into speech by using some Android app. And see, it's the same sensor that was used by others, but how you get the output of it, where is that context, adanta kuda it will add that value anamata. So when you are thinking about developing a product, one more thing I want you to consider is how much value do you add to the other person, whomever you are thinking that your product will be used. How much value do you add to them? వాళ్ళకి ఆ value, if it is worth it, then it is worth for you guys to do it. But for that also you need to experience the domain. And number 3, most of the things I have seen over here is not much on data logging. They are more about measuring and presenting, but nobody is actually logging them. What I have seen is very few guys are actually logging them. Maybe a couple of guys I have seen them logging the data. And measuring and this thing is just the starting of it. To improve any operation, to optimize any operation, you should have the data. And today with all the AI available and ML available, it's very easy to harness the data. And I want you to focus on measuring the data logging the data more accurately and timely than doing fancy things with the sensors. And one more point I wanted to iterate is whenever you are trying to do this stuff, whatever your idea you have in your mind when you are trying to implement, many people like me will come and say this won't work, that won't work and all. We don't have your context. But if you truly believe in the idea that you are working in, please go ahead and do it. Because the context in which you are working is not the same which I experience. So, today they asked me to give some marks to the project. I have given them, and most of it is based on my intuition rather than my analysis or anything. So don't mind those marks, and I don't give them any value. Your ideas, what you implemented, how you implemented, will make more impact in the context you are developing them than the way I have seen them. So I request you to, if you believe your idea is good, I suggest you to go ahead with it, even though somebody says no, it won't work out and all. Okay? And most of my experience is in industries, so I can give you more advice about if you have any ideas and you want to check, more like a brainstorm if that idea works out or not. I can be helpful in that way, because technically, yeah, we do the other part of the IoT, which is like the internet part and then the analysis part and all, which is what we are doing. But because of the experience we have in the industry, we can tell you whether what you are trying to do makes sense or not. So try to find guys like me, and whenever you want to develop a product, not prototype, whenever you are going into product, try to find guys like me and evaluate those ideas and get some feedback in the initial stage, and then you develop further these things. So with that, I'll conclude for today, and if you have any questions, I'm open to answer.
We just only discussed about the prototype and product as up to now. So making the product is a thing. So marketing it and making it to reach the people is another thing. How can we have better view in marketing of the product? How can we make the product to reach the people easily?
Simple thing. First and foremost, you need to find there's something called product market fit. So how it works out is, you need to develop you need to find one ideal customer for your product. Just find one customer, ideal customer in the sense you should be able to define what he's looking for, how much he's ready to pay for that product, where will he use it, and what are the conditions in which he's going to use that product and all that. You first find one customer, profile him completely, then you develop a product completely for that. Then you market it for 10 people, and your product should be good enough that those 10 people will market it further. You can't spend money on ads and all and try to do marketing and all, because those days are over. Now everybody has information available to them, and they can immediately figure out whether what is working, what is not working, does it make sense, does it not make sense. All that they will initially easily figure it out. And the communication right now is like instant. So your product should do the communication rather than marketing kind of thing. But for you to develop that first 10 customers is what should be your effort. rest all your product should take over.
Thank you, sir.
Feel free, guys.
If you have any questions, just raise your hand.
ఇందాక మార్కెటింగ్ గురించి అడిగినందుకు, see, have you done surveys? Have you ever tried doing surveys? So when you are talking about marketing your product or prototyping your product, what I would suggest is, he's told you, identify a person in need. For example, today there were a couple of projects done on blind people to assist the blind and the dumb people, like the deaf and the dumb or something like that. When you're doing the product for them, you need to understand them. So how many of you guys worked on the project today? How many of them did it on deaf and dumb? Something to do with that. Okay. And how many of you all actually communicated with them? Did you study them? Did you spend time with them? See, God's grace, we have all our senses. We are able to identify things, adapt to things, understand things very easily. But these people who have those shortcomings and whom we are trying to assist, don't you think they should be comfortable with the product? So what I would suggest is this, I guess you were very time bent and time driven and there was not enough time. But next time when you wanted to get into industry, you have an idea, you think it will click big, somebody is not doing that. Let the person whom you are targeting use it. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఒక 3-4 రోజులు వాళ్ళని స్టడీ చేయండి, వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీకు తెలుస్తూ ఉంటుంది ఎక్కడ దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ డిస్కంఫర్ట్, ఎక్కడ యూ కెన్ ఆప్టిమైజ్ ఇట్ బెటర్, వేర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫాలోయింగ్ షార్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఇమాజినేషన్. See, we imagine it for our IQ, we imagine it for our understanding, but the person using is not you. You are the maker, you are not the consumer. So make sure you spend time with the consumer to understand that. Second thing is, today a lot of people said they had great ideas, but when they implement, I kept asking how are you implementing it. The reason I kept doing that is because, see, we can build palaces in the air, manam gaalo medal patkochu, kani how do you make it a reality? If you make it a reality, ఇప్పుడు ఒక నువ్వు వస్తువు తయారు చేసావు, you spend 2-3 lakhs on it and it's not worth the effort. Do you think your consumer or your client will spend 3 lakhs on it? So when you have an idea, before you go ahead and spend those 2-3 lakhs on it, do a survey. If you're trying to help out, say somebody was talking about a shrimp project today. So now when you're targeting the shrimp project, what I would suggest, take a survey. Eli కూర్చోండి వాళ్ళతో. See, మేము ఇలా చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాము, మీకు ఇలా ఉంటే పనికొస్తుందా? We recently had an expo last year in November where we tried to take an IoT products to the poultry industry. Then we had a lot of feedback come in because the minute you say technology and you say IoT, all the farmers, unless you see, we have 20 lakh birds, we are educated to a level. But lots of these farmers who are 1 lakh birds, 50 lakh birds, they are not educated. The minute you say technology, the minute you say IoT, they get scared. Because they're like, మా దగ్గర సిస్టమ్ లేదు, మా దగ్గర కంప్యూటర్ లేదు, కంప్యూటర్ ఆపరేటర్ లేదు, సో మేము ఎలా వాడతాం maybe? How is yours going to be useful to us? Now see, Bosch, Schneider, all of them make amazing products. But do you think everyday person can use them? Do you think somebody in Newsview can use them? So our target is, see, if you're targeting industries, your way you make a product is different. But if you're targeting somebody like a daily user, your product is targeting somebody like a daily user, study them, make it easy for them. See, it doesn't have to be, మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేసినప్పుడు ఒకటి కొంతమంది ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తున్నారంటే ఎంత ఫ్యాన్సీగా ఉంది, ఎన్ని ఎక్కువ డీటెయిల్స్ పెట్టి ఎంత కాంప్లికేట్ చేస్తే నా ప్రాజెక్ట్కి అంత వాల్యూ ఉంటుందా అని. But no, at the end of the day, it should be easy to use. Lot of us are monkey time bound. We don't have so much time to spend to learn a new product. We want something, you open it, it should be able to work. But WhatsApp in the click అయింది అందరూ WhatsApp ఎందుకు వాడతారు? Telegram కూడా ఉంది కదా, ఎంతమంది Telegram వాడతారు ఇక్కడ? Nice. But how many guys use WhatsApp? You can see it. So what is easy to use, what has a lot of social media exposure, your marketing. The best way to get your marketing is social media. Social media, there are a lot of companies who show up their turnover is so many crores and all of that. But they all file losses. Do you know why? They spend like crazy amount of money on marketing. See, marketing is important. ఎందుకంటే మార్కెటింగ్ లేకపోతే మీ ప్రొడక్ట్ ఉంది అండ్ విజిబిలిటీ ఉండదు, జనాలకి తెలియదు. But you also should know how much is actually worth it. At the end of the day, like my CTO said, if your product is good, it will talk for itself. ఈ గిమిక్స్ వారి ఏదైతే మార్కెటింగ్ చేస్తారో, it will work for 2-3 months. See, అందరూ ఇంటెలిజెంట్. సో ఒక 1 month 2 months నువ్వు కవర్ చేయగలవు, నువ్వు సెల్ చేయగలవు. తర్వాత వాళ్ళు అంటారు దీనికోసమా నేను ఇంత పెట్టాను అంటారు. So see, you have to respect their intelligence too. So market it through, because otherwise visibility is not there. You have a great product, but say you have a great product in Nosviru, nobody in Delhi knows it. So you need your social media to reach Delhi. But at the end of the day, your product needs to be like a solid product. It needs to be good. Then immediately the minute it reaches Delhi or it reaches, it will talk for itself. It will spread like a fire. And then it will get picked up. So that's how you make your product marketable. First, survey, go sit with the person, identify the need, do the prototype, test the prototype with the person, then produce the prototype. While you're producing it, keep in mind cost. Cost is very important. At the end of the day, not everybody has a lot of money. You know how India is doing right now, no? Do you think everybody has excess money? Which industries do you think are rolling in money right now? Can you name 3 industries? Excess money on industries. Yeah, definitely, because last 3-4 years of corona, what has it, everybody has bought sanitizer, yes? So which is the industry which was crazily making money? Pharma. So now I would suggest you, this is my company secret which I'm trading with you, is that target pharma, because they have a lot of money. All they want, but they don't want to spend their money, they want to save their money. So you make IoT products that will make them save their money. So then they will spend how much ever for that, because they'll think, oh, I have a lot of return there. Another thing is, see, we are into livestock. The reason we are into livestock is as he said, we have a domain knowledge in it. We are the second generation, so we are educated. We know how to use Zoho, how to use Google Books, all of that. I mean Google Docs. But the thing is, when you do all of that also, there's a lot of analysis required. Unless you're a good technical expert or a domain expert, that analysis, you can sit down, becomes very difficult for you. So what you should do, what you should target with IoT is not just collecting data, like he said, log the data, analyze the data. If you can make analysis easy for the consumer, they just want to spend 1 minute. If somebody is traveling, he's flying across some city, he'll open his app, he'll check, oh okay, my farm is doing at this stage, okay, my factory is running, okay, one glance I get to know what of my machines are working. That's what he wants. So you target, so don't just make use sensors that are already available in the market. Use the data. Data is the key. Okay, sensor is halfway there. The other halfway is what you do with it. Like today, the project he mentioned, what really impressed us is because that everybody did that. Everybody was flexing it. Everybody was showing that. See, technically, అందరు సౌండ్ గానే ఉన్నారు. టెక్నికల్ గా అందరు చేశారు. కానీ అది చేసి రియల్ లైఫ్ లో వాడుకునే వరకు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయటం ఇస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్, అండ్ దట్ పర్సన్ వాజ్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ఇట్. ఐఎమ్ గ్లాడ్. ఐ డోంట్ నో వెదర్ హీ గాట్ అన్ ఐడియా ఫ్రమ్ somewhere around or he saw it. So what I'm saying is, you have an idea, see how you're going to use it. The reason I was asked, somebody did a drone project. The reason I asked you, did you test it out? Did you check it? Did you see it? How much can it take? What is the capacity? The reason being is, your idea is good. I mean, everybody loves a flying machine. But the thing is, can it do what it's required to do? If you're going to, they told me that they spent like 17,000-18,000 on it. Okay, 17,000-18,000 you spent on it. But does it go up and do anything? Does it, like, say it goes up in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the battery is down, it comes down. Was there any point in spending that money? So just check for yourself. You criticize yourself first before you let others do it. And second, when somebody gives you questions, don't think they're being negative.
They want to give you ideas. Use it in the positive way. అవును వాళ్ళు బ్యాటరీ లైఫ్ చెప్పారు, ఓకే లెట్ మీ థింక్ అబౌట్ ఇట్, కెన్ ఐ డూ సంథింగ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్, కెన్ ఐ extend it some way, because everything is a good idea, nothing is a bad idea. But if you believe, see, the minute you sit with the person, the client, and you sit and you study their situation, you study their environment, you realize their need, then you know your product yourself. You don't need somebody else to evaluate it. పక్కన వచ్చి ఏంటి ఇది ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నా, ఇది ఆల్రెడీ మార్కెట్లో ఉంది అంటే నీకు తెలుసు మార్కెట్లో ఉండొచ్చు, కానీ what quality or what is it that makes your product different than what's in the market? Understood? Identify that. Either cost, functionality, or the usage. Either of these three need to make a present product different from what's in the market. So just try to identify that and see that that will be your selling point. That will be your marketing point. Okay? Do you guys have any other questions?
Good evening. What is the difference between a product and a prototype? And also,
Okay, prototype is when you're still in the research stage. You know there's a need, you know there is that you're going to do this. But while you're doing it, you still use, you don't first go into industry grade materials, because spending like ఒకళ్ళు చెప్పారు ఈరోజు సెన్సెస్ ఇంత రేట్ ఉంటున్నాయి మేము ఎలా వాడచ్చు అని. సో ఐ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ యూ కాన్ స్పెండ్ సో మచ్ ఆన్ అ ప్రోటోటైప్. సో యూ కెన్ యూస్ సమ్ సబ్గ్రేడ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్, ట్రై టు గెట్ ద ఫంక్షనాలిటీ, చెక్ ఇట్, then you go into the main product, then you make sure it's solid, it's there. Like for example, let's talk about a life scenario. మేము ఒక మెషిన్ తయారు చేసాము, మా ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్లో పెట్టాం బాగా పనిచేసింది, మా ల్యాబ్లో పెట్టాం పనిచేసింది, బాగానే పనిచేసింది, అది ఆక్వాకి పంపిస్తున్నాం మేము, అక్కడ చాలా చల్లగా ఉంటుంది. సో మేమేం చేసాం, ఒక గ్లాస్ నీళ్ళు కొట్టాం, దాంట్లో ఏసీలో పెట్టాం, బాగానే పనిచేసింది. ఇప్పుడు అది అక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది, 2-3 నెలల తర్వాత అక్కడ ఉన్న టెంపరేచర్ విత్ స్టాండ్ అయినాక ఇట్ హ్యాడ్ టు కమ్ బ్యాక్ బికాస్ ద పార్ట్స్ ఇన్సైడ్ వర్ లిటిల్ నాట్ వర్న్ అవుట్. So now that's your difference between your prototype and your product. Your product needs to be made of robust materials so that it withstands the condition. Whereas your prototype just needs to show you the functionality and the usage for a short period of time, so you don't have to. Any other question? Experience. ఇప్పుడు ఎంత టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో నేర్పించినా కూడా at the end of the day నువ్వు అది చేస్తేనే నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే 2D నాలెడ్జ్కి 3D నాలెడ్జ్కి, లైట్ ఈస్ అ లైఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్కి తేడా ఉండేది అదే. సో వాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇస్ get internships, right? Whatever holidays you get, whatever period after your education is done, spend how much of a time you can with the giants of the industry. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ప్యాకేజెస్ చూసుకుంటారు చాలామంది. ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఐ డోంట్ సే నో, బికాజ్ మీరు ఇంత కష్టపడి ఇంత చదివింది ఈజ్ బికాస్ టుమారో యూ వాంట్ టు గో హెడ్ అండ్ make your family comfortable. But I would also suggest think along the lines which, even if it's not a high grade job, even if it's a low grade job, functionality of the job. రేపు ఆ కంపెనీలో నేను ఒక ఇంటర్న్ కింద పనిచేసినా పర్వాలేదు, పక్కన కంపెనీలో మేనేజర్ కింద పనిచేసినా పర్వాలేదు, ఎంత నేర్చుకుంటున్నాను అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ లేవు కంపారిటివ్లీ. ఇప్పుడు you guys are more stress free. This is your time. Use the next 3-4 years to get how much ever experience you can. Work for anybody and everybody. Get the experience. I know a lot of you guys here have an entrepreneurial mindset. You all want to become your own business owner, start your own company. Great. I mean, good. Start early. Become rich. But the thing is, before you do that, get the experience. So work wherever you can for next 3-4 years, whatever you can, get all the knowledge you can. There is no bad knowledge, there's always good knowledge. Once you get it, then you start your company or you choose where you want to put your career path. ఇప్పుడు early on career path decide చేయడం చాలా కష్టం. See, you might have done EC, I did computer science, but I'm better at management. He did IT, but he's better at EC. So what can I say? You just try to find your niche area and you go into that. But before you do that, experience everything. Okay.
making any product successful in market, there are two parts. First is making the prototype and second thing is marketing. In real life, which plays a crucial, either marketing or making the prototype?
See, if you ask management, they will tell you marketing. If you ask a technical person, they will tell you making it, because everybody feels their own path is important. But I would tell you 50-50, because you make a great product, there's no visibility, it lies dormant. అంటే ఎవడు వాడట్లేదు, అది అలా పక్కన ఉండిపోయింది. అలానే నువ్వు చాలా నార్మల్ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేసి దానికి గ్రేట్ మార్కెటింగ్ చేసినా 1 year నడుస్తుంది, తర్వాత బై బ్యాక్ ఎవరు చేయరు. సో స్పెండ్ యువర్ 50-50, spend enough time on making the product, then spend enough time on marketing it. The challenge is, okay, I'll let him handle it because I don't know.
Prototype to product. Okay. So just like she said, when you do prototype, all you care about is the functionality, and it should work only once in your lab where everything is good, and the condition for the prototype is ideal. Atla panjesi, you should determine the functionality of the product first. Once you are able to do that, then you should start. Like for example, I'll give you my experience. ఇప్పుడు మేము షెడ్ మౌంటర్స్ చేసాము. సో షెడ్ మౌంటర్స్ స్టార్టింగ్లో మా ల్యాబ్లో చేసి వి ఇమీడియట్లీ ప్లేస్డ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద షెడ్స్ ఇమీడియట్గా. ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు, the temperatures, the readings whatever we are expecting were not the same, and the variation in wind is affecting the way we are getting readings. So many things happened in the final scenario. So what we did is we took the prototype, whatever we did, and then replaced one component of each. I mean, for example, ఒక్కొక్క సెన్సర్, టెంపరేచర్ సెన్సర్, రోబోట్ సెన్సర్తో రీప్లేస్ చేసి చూసాం. Is it working in the real life scenario? Then we replaced it with another part. So each part by part. So we redid the design at least like 10 to 15 times. And then finally, including the casing. The casing also failed a couple of times for us. Maku biggest problem is rat problem in sheds. So whatever we do, I mean, you guys already know it. Small data wires aithe rats will chew it off in no time. AC wires aithe they don't. So when we do the casing, even the costing that a shield వేస్తాం కదా, ఆర్మర్డ్ కేబుల్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఒక షీల్డ్ వేస్తాం జస్ట్ డివైస్ నుంచి డేటా కమ్యూనికేషన్ కోసం వాడే ఈవెన్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ ప్లేడ్ అన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ in the decision making process. So finally what we started with and what we ended up with is totally different thing altogether, but the functionality remains the same. So whenever we say product, whenever we say we designed a product or anything, we are talking about the functionality of the product. And in prototype, you should achieve that functionality. Like let us say you want to check the temperature here and send it somewhere else. So అక్కడ ఇంటర్నెట్ ఉందా, ఇక్కడ వైఫై ఉంటుందా, ఈ రెండింటి మధ్య డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత, లైన్ ఆఫ్ సైట్ వాడొచ్చా, all those decisions you will make at a later point of time. First you need to get it functionality work complete చేసుకుని, then you need to start working by ఒక్కొక్క సినారియో మార్చుకుంటా ఫైనల్ రియల్ టైమ్ సినారియోకి you need to make your prototype suitable enough, and then that can be marketed, that product can be marketed. And మార్కెట్లోకి వెళ్ళినాక మళ్ళీ మన షెడ్లు వేరే వాళ్ళ షెడ్లు వేరే రకంగా ఉంటాయి, మన ఫ్యాక్టరీ వేరే వాళ్ళ ఫ్యాక్టరీ వేరేగా ఉంటుంది. ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ యూ విల్ ఇంప్రూవ్ ద ప్రోడక్ట్ విత్ మల్టిపుల్ వర్షన్స్, అండ్ దెన్ యూ జస్ట్ ఇట్స్ అన్ ఆర్గానిక్ థింగ్. యూ కాంట్ జస్ట్ ఓకే నేను ఒక ఐఫోన్ తయారు చేస్తున్నాను, యూ కాంట్ స్టార్ట్. యూ షుడ్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ you do. How many guys know that the touch functionality of iPad is developed from a trackpad? Do you know that the first iPhone functionality was developed on part of a trackpad? I mean, you guys are doing in 2005-6, during that time the laptops of Mac have a different kind of a trackpad, and they are the first guys to use a glass based trackpad. Koncham glass layer type lo okati untundi. They started with that, and that laid the foundation for them
to crack the touch of iPhone. వాళ్ళు క్రాక్ చేసినంత ఫాస్ట్గా ఎవరు క్రాక్ చేయలేదు. ఐ థింక్ ఒక 4-5 years తర్వాత ఎవ్రీబడి క్రాక్ టచ్. బట్ దే డింట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ when they started designing that trackpad or iPhone, they didn't expect that. So what I would say is it's an organic thing. You should start from one. You should always keep the functionality in constant, but change your product such that it will suit as many contexts and as many scenarios possible. Okay. Good evening.
సార్ మేము హైడ్రోపోనిక్స్ అని చెప్పేసి ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్.
Yeah.
సో ఇది ఆల్రెడీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయ్యింది సార్.
Okay.
బట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇది ఫార్మర్స్ వరకు ఎందుకు రీచ్ అవ్వలేదు అని చెప్పేసి మేము రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు కాస్ట్ ఎక్కువ అని చెప్పేసి ఉంది సార్. సో అంటే దీన్ని మేము ఫార్మర్స్ వరకు ఫార్మర్స్కి రీచ్ చేయాలి అంటే ఏ వేలో వెళ్తే వాళ్ళ వరకు మేము రీచ్ అవ్వగలుగుతాం సార్.
మీరు ఏ ఫార్మర్స్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళారు?
ఇప్పుడు మా విలేజెస్లో అడిగితే హైడ్రోపోనిక్స్ అంటే ఎవరికి తెలియదు సార్.
హైడ్రోపోనిక్స్లో గ్రో చేసిన క్రాప్ ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ యూజ్ అవుతుంది
సార్? అంటే ఇప్పుడు
see, your customer is the farmer who is growing those leafy vegetables.
ఎస్ సార్.
And where is the most consumption of leafy vegetables? Cities.
ఎస్ సార్. ఎవ్రీ సిటీస్ కరెక్టే సార్.
సో సిటీకి దగ్గరలో ఉన్న ఫార్మర్స్ని ట్రై చేశారా?
నో సార్, విలేజెస్లో అడిగాము సార్.
ఇక్కడ ల్యాండ్ రేట్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది, సిటీలో ల్యాండ్ రేట్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది?
సిటీస్లో మ్యాక్సిమం హై ఉంటుంది సార్.
మరి అక్కడ కదా హైడ్రోపోనిక్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉపయోగపడేది ఫార్మర్స్కి. సో యువర్ ఐడియల్ కస్టమర్ ఇస్ ద ఫార్మర్ నియర్ ద సిటీ. సో యూ నీడ్ టు that's where I was saying customer profile is very important. So when you are having a nice idea, but who is your customer? You should know that.
Okay sir.
So మీ customer ki why should he use your product? That would be the first question I would try to answer. And based on that you should decide who your customer is and how you can approach him. Try some farmers near the city, they would be jumping up. Okay. I mean hydroponics is picking up like crazy.
Yes.
So and maximum startups are trying to do that.
Yes.
But like I said, farming is an art. So you should let the farmers do it, but assist them, enable them. So you should target your product to enable them rather than try to do their job for them. Okay. And you should find the suitable customer. Okay.
Thank you sir.
One.
What you asked, I want to add another point to it. See, you said you tried it with your villagers, right? Nothing wrong with that, but that comes at a later stage. So what you should do is follow what his advice, try out the cities. Once you have the city farmers doing it, because villages lo మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, సిటీలో ఏం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అవుతే అది కాపీ చేస్తాం, అవునా కదా? సో నువ్వు దాన్ని ముందు సిటీలో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసావనుకో, అక్కడ జనాలు చేసే వీడియోలు రియాక్షన్ చూసారనుకో విలేజెస్లో చేయడానికి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ సో ఫస్ట్ యూ షుడ్ ఆల్వేస్ గో వేర్ ద నీడ్ ఇస్ మోర్. సో లేటర్ యూ కెన్ గో టు యువర్ విలేజెస్. యూ ఫీల్ లైక్ ఇట్స్ మై విలేజ్ కాబట్టి నేను హెల్ప్ చేయాలి, నథింగ్ రాంగ్ విత్ దట్. బట్ ఫస్ట్ కస్టమర్ బేస్ని డెవలప్ చేసుకో, డెవలప్ చేసుకున్నాక స్ప్రెడ్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయదాన్ని, ఓకేనా? ఇంకోటి, నువ్వు ఎంత రీసెర్చ్ చేసావు హైడ్రోపోనిక్స్ మీద? డూ యూ నో దెర్ ఆర్ 2-3 బిగ్ కంపెనీస్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్?
Yes ma'am. Urban Kisan ma'am.
Urban Kisan, Deep Rooted is in Bangalore. Urban Kisan is in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Yeah. So study them. Try to see. ఇప్పుడు మనకి కొన్నిట్లో ప్రీవియస్ కే సినారియోస్ ఉండవు. దట్ టైమ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు మనమే బ్లైండ్గా ఎత్తుక్కొని చూసుకోవాలి. మనకి అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఉన్న సిచ్యువేషన్స్ వేర్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఆల్రెడీ సంబడీ హ్యాస్ డన్ దాట్. మనకి అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు చేసిన తప్పులు మనం చేయకుండా ఉంటాం. So try to study what they did, what worked out for you. Then you can pick the best part and implement those parts. Okay?
Thank you ma'am.
Any questions?
Hello sir. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే సో మేము చాలా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేశాం కదండి. సో ఎక్స్పోలో పెట్టినప్పుడు చాలా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ క్లాష్ అయిపోయాయి, అంటే సేమ్ ఐడియాస్ రిపీట్ అయ్యాయి. బట్ కాలేజ్ లెవెల్కి అయితే అది ఓకే, బట్ మేము అది మార్కెట్ లెవెల్కి తీసుకెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఇఫ్ అలాంటి ఐడియాస్ క్లాష్ అయినప్పుడు మేము మా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ని ఎలా ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి సార్?
Very tough, very tough. Let me be very frank with you. Uh, if you come up with a great idea, I already have the platform. నాకు కనిపిస్తే నేనే కొట్టేస్తాను ఐడియా. It's very bottleneck. I mean, breakneck competition. Right, asla. You wouldn't even imagine the kind of things we guys have to do to survive the industry. Okay, so ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఐడియా పేటెంట్ అంటారు కానీ ఐ హ్యావెంట్ సీన్ ఇన్ ఇండియా ఎనీబడి అట్లీస్ట్ హైడింగ్ బిహైండ్ ఎ పేటెంట్. అండ్ the minute you get a patent, I will just come up with another patent with just a small variation. So it's very tough. First you need to reach the, like I said, it's all, you can't do anything. Your product should do the talking. Rest all, and it's very tough out there. You come up with an idea, you do something. I mean, you might have seen all the patterns by now. Swiggy, how did he start? He started as a delivery app for food. Now what is he doing? Edanante pivoting antaru. They just add one more functionality, one more. Everybody wants this super app status. One app and rest of everything should go through that only. So it's very tough. I mean, you guys at least have some what to say. కొంచెమన్నా కష్టపడాలి అట్లీస్ట్ ఈ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్లో వీటిలో. సాఫ్ట్వేర్లో అయితే ఇంపాసిబుల్. సో వన్ గై comes up with an idea and suppose Swiggy likes it, within 5 minutes it will be a part of his this thing. So it's very tough to protect the idea, and frankly speaking I'm not at that level where I can advise you how to protect your idea. It's very tough out there. Sorry to crash your hopes.
I have another doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So we have been working the hardware for this time up to now. So integrating the hardware with ML is another level. So what is the best way of integrating, and how can we do it?
It all depends upon use case scenario. I mean, AI, ML and all, they came up now. But do you know that there is something called Fourier transforms? Those things actually do better data, predictions than these AIs and MLs. So, like I said, it depends upon scenario to scenario, and depending upon the knowledge available in that domain, knowledge available in that particular context, it will change. And integrating software in the sense, it would depend again on the application you are trying to do. Sometimes you just need a simple web app which will do most of your work. Sometimes it makes sense to have a dedicated mobile app controlling your device through Bluetooth and all. So it depends upon the context, but I don't value software nowadays very much, because it is becoming very easy to develop software day by day, and of course the top companies are complicating it day by day even more, but still ChatGPT వాడుతూ ఉంటారుగా అందరూ. So yeah, so you can ask it to write a code for you. Hajalu. So there is nothing in software is easy, is getting easier. There are a lot of no code tools and all that, but you guys need to know your context, and you need to know what you want to, and what functionality you are targeting. Based on that you should do. And integrating hardware with software, I don't think that is a very big challenge as such. You just need to know your functionality. Okay?
Can we have any entrepreneur tips for that?
again, context. What I mean, just out of college, what kind of tips I mean you're looking for?
So we have seniors some in so many companies and top companies. So we have talks with them, yeah, and we have so many experience shares. But they are all saying then this is our work and we will do this and it's our the things goes. So we never had this how the core of the industry goes.
Again, it depends on person to person. No job చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నావా కంపెనీ పెడదాం అనుకుంటున్నావా?
Still not decided.
So it depends upon how you want. See, it's nothing wrong that you want to do a job. It's nothing wrong that you want to start a company. But like she said, you need to experience it. And one tip I would add to that is experience it is in as many different domains as possible. Like you work 1 year in livestock, 1 year in some other industry, 1 year in high-tech electronics. So experience it as much as you can, and when you are ready, then take that final step. But what I would say is just keep trying, don't settle. Only tip I would add is don't settle. At least for 5-6 years out of your college, don't settle on anything. Don't decide.
Little something to add to what he. I was a college hire once, but it's been many years. Generations in Marpotne Upadello, so I'm sure a lot of practices would have changed. But what helped me when I was a college hire is that I was directly in my third year. I was directly hired into Microsoft, and I was part of the talent incubation program. So what they were looking for is not bookish knowledge. What they were looking for is not marks. ఇప్పుడు మనందరం 90 కట్ ఆఫ్ ఉండాలి, 80 కట్ ఆఫ్ ఉండాలి అనుకుంటాం. దట్స్ ఆల్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ బికాజ్ ఎస్ మినిమం బేసిక్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండాలి. బట్ వాట్ ఎవ్రీబడి లుక్స్ దీస్ బిగ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ బీ ఎట్ యాపిల్, గూగుల్ అండ్ ఆల్ ఇస్ దట్ యూ నో యువర్ బేసిక్ స్టఫ్. నీకు వచ్చింది కరెక్ట్గా నువ్వు చేయగలవా, రాంది నేను చూస్ చేస్తాను అని చెప్పాలి. అంతేగాని ద మినిట్ యూ బ్లఫ్, the minute you tell them no I know it and you try to manage it, they're smart, much smarter than you to know that. They'll keep quiet, that's all. They won't hire you, that's all. So what I would suggest is if you're looking for jobs and you're asking for the experiences in big companies, branded companies, just make sure that whatever thing your role you're going for, you do your best in that. The minute you grow, you always have a curiosity. If you know job kella, be it like testing or whatever, try to have a curiosity. అంతేగాని ఈ రోజుకి నన్ను ఇన్ని గంటలే లాక్ చేయమన్నారు, నేను ఇన్ని గంటలు లాక్ చేశానా, ఈ కేసు చేశానా అనేది కాదు. You use that time to try to know everything else you can, because see, whether you want to you want to start a company right now, you want to be a job or like a person, it depends upon how much your in personality మీద కూడా ఉంటుంది. Like see, జాబ్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకో, at the end of the day కంపెనీ లాసెస్లో ఉందా, కంపెనీ is making profits, నీకు తేడా ఏం పడదు. నువ్వు టైంకి వెళ్ళావా, నీకు చెప్పిన పని నువ్వు చేసావా, నీ జీతం నీకు వచ్చిందా, that's all. But the minute you start up, your headache starts. You need to hire the right people, you need to have the right product, you need to do the marketing, you need to make profits, you need to even put up with the government people. You know how many permissions government has nowadays? Do you know? And from all the way the government is, sometimes you feel like, do I want to be a business owner? So what I'm trying to say is, but that's also a thrill. See, when you are a business owner, you get to experience that challenge of making a new product, making it known that నేను చేశాను, ఇది నేను పెట్టాను, అక్కడ నా ప్రొడక్ట్ ఉంది, నేను ఎంప్లాయ్ చేసుకున్న టీమ్ ఇది. So that also is a good thing. So it depends upon your personality. Is your personality looking for a regular stress-free job? Then do your job. నువ్వు అప్పుడు నువ్వు నేను చేసే ప్రొడక్ట్ రేపు అమ్ముతుందా లేదా నువ్వు పట్టించుకోకలేదు, అది సమ్మర్ మార్కెటింగ్ టీమో లేకపోతే ఇంకెవరిదో ప్రాబ్లం. నీ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే ఆ ప్రొడక్ట్ నేను దాని 100%కి చేశానా లేదా, దట్స్ ఆల్ యువర్ థింగ్. సో experience 1 year of doing work, experience when you go into the business, look at how when you experience the work, look at how the businesses are functioning, see whether this is what you want to do, then you decide your career path. If you're going into big companies, learning, the minute they see you, you are self motivated, that's all they look. You get your promotions like crazy, you don't need any recommendations or anything. So if you want to make it big, just be little motivated. See, in next 3-4 years is where you don't have distractions, you don't have family commitments, you don't have lot of equations coming into it. రేపు నువ్వు కష్టపడాలి అనుకున్నా పిల్లలు ఉన్నాక ఓకే వాడిని పికప్ చేసుకోవాలి, వాడిని డ్రాప్ చేసుకోవాలి, వీడిని స్కూల్ తీసుకెళ్ళాలి, వాడు ఒంట్లో బాగాలేదు, సంథింగ్ or parents are not keeping well. Lot of 100 things come into question. In next 4 years, uncle, this is the time when you can live for yourself. There's no wife, there's no husband, nobody depending on you. So use this time to get your experience and learn the most. Once you learn, your knowledge will only keep improving, and once it keeps improving, your job a person will only get better. I don't know if that answered your question, but that's my 2 words.
But as Sir previously said, we have a neck-tight competition in outside, and you keep on saying get experience, get experience. So, and I think that before we get the efficient experience, the industry will get over us. The industry will push us back enough.
I disagree. Basically, I mean, something new will come up. How did all these new industries are coming up? See, change is constant. So whatever people are trying to do now, they won't be able to do that later. So new companies will come up, they will take over. So it will keep happening. Just you need to be in that new company who is taking over the old one. Okay?
Okay, guys, time is running out. If you have any more questions, we will post Google Forms. You will fill them.
That was just like a very crystal clear and truly informative and interactive session with you, sir and ma'am. So now may I request today's chief guest, Mr. Ramakrishna Mulpuri, onto the stage, please. Can we have a big round of applause for him? Have a seat. Now I'd like to invite the president of IoT Grand Expo, Mr. Mohanaditya Sadhnala, onto the stage, please. Now I'd like to invite the head of the EC department, Mr. Shyam sir, onto the stage, please. Now may I request Dr. B. Lakshman Rao, Dean of Academics, to present the memento to our today's chief guest, to Mr. Ramakrishna Mulpuri. Thank you. I would like to invite Mrs. Charitha Mulpuri onto the stage, please. No, ma'am. Please, ma'am. I request Dr. Venkat Rao sir, Dean Student Welfare, to present memento to our today's chief guest, Mrs. Charitha Mulpuri. Thank you, ma'am. To present the vote of thanks, I request Mr. Mohanaditya onto the stage, please.
Good evening, all. So, as we come to the end of today's insight session, I would like to take a moment to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for being a part of this event. I would like to express my gratitude to our distinguished speaker for sharing their valuable insights and experiences with us. Their knowledge and expertise have undoubtedly enriched us all and will help us navigate the challenges of the industry with greater clarity, with confidence. I would also like to thank the organizers for putting together this wonderful event. This would not have been possible without your hard work. Furthermore, I would like to thank all the attendees for their active participation and engagement. Your participation and contribution have made this event truly successful. Finally, I would like to take I would like to extend my best wishes to all of you as you continue your professional journeys with more success in all your endeavors. Thank you once again for your support and participation. Let's stay connected and continue to learn and grow together. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining with us. Have a great day. Hello guys, please be seated. Please be seated once.
చెప్తారా ఈ వైరు మీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు వైర్ ఉండడం వల్ల అందరూ ముందుకెళ్ళట్లేదు మైక్లో ఇస్తారు మైక్ ఇస్తారు మాట్లాడు మైక్ దగ్గర పెట్టిన మ్యూజిక్ ట్రై చేయండి అది ఏంటి ఏదో క్లీన్ మ్యూజిక్ రమ్మని నన్ను అడగాలరా నాకేం తెలియదు అసలు ఎందుకన్నా మా ప్రాణానికి ఓకేనా హాస్పిటల్ పర్వాలేదు దగ్గర పెట్టి అక్కడ స్పీకర్ ఆయన అంటే నాకు లైవ్లో ఎవరైనా రావాలనుకుంటే మైక్ తీసుకొని పట్టుకోండి.
Okay guys, all of you be available at your stalls, respective stalls at sharp 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Don't bother about your posters. Remaining posters just arrived. All posters are available at tomorrow.
పోస్టర్స్ అనేటివి కొందరికి రాలేదు కదా, ఆ పోస్టర్స్ అనేటివి ఇప్పుడు నైట్ వచ్చాయి. మా ఆర్గనైజర్స్ అందరూ కూడా వాటిని స్టిక్ చేస్తారు వాల్స్కి. మార్నింగ్ 8:30కి అందరూ వచ్చి మీ పర్టికులర్ పోస్టర్ ఉన్న చోట మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ అనేటివి పెట్టుకోండి. కంపల్సరీ రేపు నుంచి స్ట్రిక్ట్గా స్టూడెంట్స్ వస్తారు, ఇంకా మనకి గెస్ట్లు అనేవాళ్ళు వస్తారు. మన RGUKTs కూడా రేపటి నుంచి విజిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో ప్రతి ఒక్కరూ కంపల్సరీ స్ట్రిక్ట్గా అక్కడ ప్రాజెక్ట్ దగ్గర ఉండాలి. మళ్ళీ ఎవరికి కాల్స్ చెప్పి ప్రాజెక్ట్ దగ్గరికి రండి అనేలా చేసుకోకండి. 8:30 కల్లా షార్ప్గా అందరూ ఉండాలి. మెసేజ్ చేసి అందరూ అవైలబుల్గా ఉండండి.
With proper uniform, shoe, tuck. నిజంగా రా సార్
ఎక్కడ దొరికారన్నా వీళ్ళు, ఎక్కడ దొరికారు మైక్?
ఓకే ఒక సెకండ్. ఆర్గనైజర్స్కి రేపు మార్నింగ్ 7 కల్లా AB2 గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్కి రండి. ఆల్ ఆర్గనైజర్స్ అండ్ కాంట్రిబ్యూటర్స్. Okay, all girls can leave.
Our